All right, first and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahawashi. All right, Brother Chief Priest Alazar Maloy, aka the Gorilla Hebrew. We got a very controversial class tonight. Made a post about it yesterday to kind of see how people were feeling. Yeah, some people were in an uproar. So we're going to deal with it according to the Bible, as we always do, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi primarily. But also we want to make a quick announcement. This is the new channel. This will be the main channel for our future uploads. Okay, right here, youtube.com/SICARRI. All right, SICARRII. All right. Also, they took our PayPal down. So to donate, you could always still go to our GoFundMe. Link is in the description. But instead of PayPal now, we're using Cash App. So that's cash.me/$sign and then SICARRI, SICARRI, to donate. Also, you can sign up to our Patreon. That's a form of basically like a monthly subscription form of donation, and you'll get access to certain exclusive content as a result of your donation. All right. So just wanted to put all of that out there. Also, a web URL now as well, that just in case we this continually is a problem and our YouTube pages continually get taken down, if you just press in SICARRI.info, you'll be automatically redirected to whatever our new page is. So as of right now, it's to this page, but you know, if it's, Lord forbid, but if it happens, we have to get a new page, it'll automatically redirect you to whatever the new page is, automatically. So y'all know how to stay in tune with us. Major hit, but it is what it is. The work keeps going. The show must go on, period. Right. All right, no matter what, to the end of time. All right. So all praise Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. But tonight, what we're going to get into is that the Bible calls women who do not want to share their men filthy. A lot of women took issue. Hey, not just women. Certain brothers even took issue. Those guys, we call those guys to be nice, soft. All right, I'm gonna be nice, soft. Christian Negroes, okay, who want to bow. This is the thing. When we come into this truth, the first thing that we have to do as men is do what? Submit ourselves. Right? You got to stop doing a whole lot of things that you've lived your life doing, and you have to start doing a whole lot of things that would be considered and deemed an inconvenience previously led. Everybody understands that. Give me John, the 3rd chapter, start at the top. We're going to start at John 3. Every brother in this room has came to grips with the fact that we have to humble down and we have to submit ourselves to the will of somebody else, right or wrong. The will of the Most High, Yahweh in heaven. We've all had to do that, right? Well, before we even go there, get the head of every man quickly. I need the head of every man. We had to submit ourselves to our head, to our leadership, right? Who got it?
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11. Verse 3.
Read.
But I would have you know.
I would have you know. What would Paul have you know? Read on.
That the head of every man is a Mashiach.
Is who?
Is a Mashiach.
It's a Mashiach who the world calls Christ, Yahawashi. That's the head of everybody in here. Is Yahawashi. Read on.
And the head of the woman.
And the head of who?
Of the woman.
Is who?
Is the man.
Is the man. So guess what? We got to do what Yahawashi told us to do. All right, we had to go to the store. We used to get lineups. We used to have baby faces. We used to put all kind of lines in our damn eyebrows. Okay, we used to sell all kind of drugs, pimp, rob, and take that money and get the flashiest clothes. And now what do we do in the streets? Put on garments and teach the word of God. Right? We had to stop. Why? Because of our head. Our head told us to go in the highways and byways and bid to the marriage. Not be a nigga in the streets, a dope dealer.
Right.
All right. Right. So we had to submit ourselves. So in the same way, woman, you got to submit yourself to your head. All right. And the majority of the opposition that I saw on Facebook in regards to the status I made was women complaining all about niggas who ain't shit, according to what they would say. Right. That's fine and dandy. Okay, but you know whose fault it is that you got with a nigga that ain't shit? It's your fault. Okay, you have an inherent issue. 9 times out of 10, the same issue your mother had of choosing the wrong men. Do not try to circumvent the laws of God because you don't like the man that your dumb ass chose to lie down with. Don't try to circumnavigate the laws of God because you have a propensity for niggas who you say ain't shit. All right? Be more patient and be better and choose better and do better. You know what the problem is? The men who are better, who are considered better, 9 times out of 10, they already got a woman. So what does that mean for you? You got to share. That's what that means, okay? Or else you're going to keep getting with niggas who you don't even really like. Decision on your part, all right? So read that.
Khan, that the head of every man is the Mashiach.
Is who?
The Mashiach.
Read on.
And the head of the woman is the man, and the head of a Mashiach is the Most High.
Did Christ want to get on the cross and die? Hell no. But he has a head. Who is his head? Yahweh. On the cross and die, buddy. He had to do something he ain't want to do. Did the Most High factor in Yahweh Shai's feelings when he's crying, sweating blood, crying, praying to him? No, he didn't. Right? The same way they're not going to factor in our feelings. The same way your feelings aren't factored in. See, the problem with women is they don't understand that we also have somebody we answer to. They think that we're just living in some misogynist world. What's the other word? Chauvinist world. No, we are get put in positions that our feelings may not like either. But that doesn't matter. We just do it.
Right.
Right? Read that again.
Yeah, Hamashiach.
That's right.
You want it again?
Khan.
Book of 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is the Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man.
And the head of the woman is the man. And that's it. All right? That's point blank period. There's no way around that. Okay? So let's go to John 3.
Gone. Book of John, chapter 3. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews.
Read on.
The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, that thou art a teacher come from the Most High. For no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except the Most High be with him. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High.
If you have not been born again, you can't see the kingdom. If you're still holding on to the ways that the white man has taught you in America, which is that monogamy is standard and anything short of that is a lie or is unacceptable, or you should get up and leave that man, you have not been born again. You follow and love the white man. That's all that means. Why? Because before you got into slavery, monogamy was not normal to you. Every West African tribe that the Southern Kingdom was taking slavery from, look at all of them. I challenge you, look up every one of them. And I challenge you to tell me which one of them had a norm of monogamy. Name me one. Just one. Who was monogamous? What West African tribe is monogamous? Right? Majority of the Americas before colonialism. Show me monogamy as the norm. Just show it to me. You know what that proves once you're going to go do the research and find out it wasn't regular? Right? Especially Shakar, pre-colonial West Africa. Was there even such thing as monogamy?
No. It happened, but not, it wasn't a commandment.
It wasn't normal.
Yeah, you couldn't afford to feed the kids. Family,
you wouldn't have it, right? When we go to the Akan culture, the Fan culture, the Igbo culture, any of those cultures, which you were before you got brought into slavery. Let's not even go all the way back to Israel. Let's just go there. Let's go on the last stop. Are we going to the cultures of the Americas? You see polygamy as not as the norm and the standard. Again, like the brother said, there may have been some brothers who only had one wife, but polygamy was far more normal. You understand what I'm saying? And you could just do a short, brief history on any one of them tribes, and you'll discover that very quickly. You know why? Because it's more of y'all than it is of us. It's more women amongst our nation than it is of men. Go down to Atlanta, you'll see it on higher levels. You may not notice it in where you live, but you go to certain areas where the levels are even higher, and you'll notice it. You go down to Brazil, you'll notice how much more women there is than men. You go to Atlanta, you'll notice it. Probably here, not probably. It is more women, but as far as our nation, I won't talk about Esau. I don't know what's going on amongst the devils. They're faggots anyway. They have reproductive issues. But amongst our people, just amongst the Southern Kingdom alone, 2 million more women than men. 2 million. Who's going to provide for you? Who's going to love you? Who's going to hold you? Okay? And you had one woman, one demon come on my status and say, I ain't sharing shit. She said it just like that. That she thought it in.
That's right.
And you know what I told her? You've shared a man your whole life.
That's right.
You shared a man your whole life. You, just by the satanic nature of the spirit that you came to me with, I know your nigga has cheated on you. I know at your age, and she was a sister that was late 30s, early 40s. You probably single, and if you're not single, you best believe he got something on the side. You better believe it. All right? Y'all, you women have a propensity to live outside of reality. Right? Now, sisters love us. We love y'all too. We just giving y'all the real right now. That's all we give you. All right, for your own sake. Are we telling you that you just gotta get with the first nigga that knocks on your door and he share them with whoever? No. Yes, your damn problem. You got with the first nigga that knocked at your door. You're so quick to do that. You're so quick to just give yourself to some damn body. And then you wonder why the relationship don't work. The relationship is not working. It's not working because he wants to have multiple women. It's not working because your dumb ass is with somebody who's not compatible with you. That's all that's about. Right? So go ahead.
Hey, real quick, Brother Ayathan just said, he said, women don't practice monogamy either. They just do it one at a time.
They just do it one at a time.
That's called.
Because according to the Bible, you're polyamorous. You didn't have multiple husbands without formal divorce. Just divorce, right? But go ahead.
You want to keep going on John 3?
Or is that it on that?
That was it on.
Okay, so that's, you got to be born again. Let's prove that. Let's go to Isaiah 4.
Come on.
Isaiah 4. We're going to prove the point. Now, listen, I promised something. I promised I was going to prove to you in the Bible that if you do not want to share your man, you're filthy.
Right.
All right? We're going to prove it in the Bible.
Come on. Book of Isaiah, chapter 4. And in that day,
read on.
7 women shall take hold of one man.
Of one man. They're going to share one man. Read on.
Saying, we will eat our own bread.
Read on.
And wear our own apparel.
These women are going to the point of saying, we will take care of our sustenance and provisions. Don't even worry about that. Read on.
Us be called by thy name.
We just want to be able to say that we your woman. Read on.
To take away our reproach.
So we can be protected. Read on.
Come on. In that day shall
skip the point? Yeah, I want the point.
Come on.
So now it says in that day this is going to happen. What else is going to happen in that day, or what is going to cause this to happen in that day? Let's read. Read on.
Come on. Verse 4. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion.
That's when this is going to happen. When your filth is washed away. So if you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman and you don't want to share your man, it's because you're still filthy and your filth has yet to be washed away.
Right.
That's all that means. Because the Most High said when your filth is washed away, you're going to voluntarily, with no problem, without any prenuptial, you're going to come with a prenup. And your prenup is going to be, don't worry about anything. I just want to be able to say I'm your woman. Right. And you deal with me on that level. That's the prenuptial agreement that you're going to come on when your filthiness is clean.
Right.
So if you're not in that mind state now, you're filthy, thus saith the Lord.
That's right.
But don't worry. If you still going to be in that mind state, faking like you're in the truth, that's fine. There's going to come a day where you're going to realize that your petty insecurities are bullshit and meaningless, and you're going to throw them out the window. Out the window, you ain't going to have no problem cleaving to a righteous man of God.
That's right.
And that's going to happen on mass scales. If you're supposed to be in the truth, you're not going to really be in the truth until all the women in the world come into the truth. You're going to see these women that's living wicked as hell in the world. They're going to get an epiphany. I got to get with this man. This is a man of God. And I'm going to share him, and I'm going to do whatever the hell he tells me to do. Right? They're going to all have epiphanies, these evil women in the world. But you in the truth, and you're going to have the epiphany with the woman in the world. You're not in the truth. Okay? You're a Christian still. You love the white man still. Okay? You worship the white man still. And until all hell breaks loose in America, you're going to continue to worship the white man.
Right. And
then you're going to realize what the God of Israel has ordained. Okay? Does that mean a man has to be in a polygamous relationship or a polygynous relationship? No. A man don't have to be in a relationship at all. A woman don't have to be in a relationship at all. Period. But if a man wants to, it's his prerogative.
That's right.
And there's going to be sharing. And there's going to be sharing when filthiness is lifted.
That's
but
right.
Salutations to all the sisters who are already not filthy.
That water.
That water has already came on. Certain sisters don't have an issue. Certain sisters are ready to cleave to a brother. They're ready to serve a brother. They're ready to be called by a brother's name and receive the reward for doing so. Right? So there's some sisters who aren't filthy, but there's a lot of sisters who claim to be in the truth, Bat YASHARAHLA, Beth Israel, whatever, who are filthy as a tampon. Still. Why? How does it show? Because the white man is still in her brain. She still conformed to the image of the beast. Everybody knows the standardization of monogamy is the European idea. It is the white man's idea. Right. It was not standard any place in the world but Europe to begin with. The Romans brought in the standardization of monogamy, the concept of monogamy, an unnatural concept, with women far outnumbering men, especially amongst our people.
Gone.
Right? But you're still, that's the problem, you're still filthy. Does that mean there's not still filthy men? Of course there is. Again, see, this is what happens. When you get on sisters automatically want to, well, what about me? First off, we get on men, we get on brothers more than we get on anybody. We talking about sisters this week. The likelihood of us talking about sisters next week is low.
Tomorrow, I can't.
All right?
We'll be talking, cussing out Jake tomorrow.
Men. We're going to be cussing out brothers tomorrow unless a woman come up. We had the first black woman come against us in years the other day, that woman who was out there defending the white man. Before then, we ain't had a black woman come against us. I'm talking about live in the flesh in years. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't got no problem. Sisters love SICARRI, and we love y'all too. But y'all got to be able to take this harsh correction the same way the men do. Submitting yourselves in full to the will of the Most High. God. You still are allowing the white man to be in your mind and dictate your thoughts, and that's exactly what he wanted. Jealousy, and he lied to you the same way he lied to your foremother Eve and tricked her. Salakia, not the same way he did, because the white man did not lie to Eve. Right. But Satan, through the serpent, who was a nation of people, who not the white man, for the record. And Satan gets on his host nation and uses that deception for you, right? So Satan has used his new host nation, which are the Edomites, the so-called white man today, and has deceived you through that mechanism, and you still hold on to the deception that the white man is giving you, that benefit that you find that actually don't benefit you. I don't want to use that word because you're not being benefited the way you think you are. Right. But the way you think benefits you, you hold on to whatever the white man is giving you. Is the devil, and if the white man is the devil, you got to get rid of what he gave you. And what did he give you? He gave you the idea that a man should only have you. Right. He invented that damn idea, and that idea has never worked for black and Hispanic people. How many black men that you know? Everybody ask themselves, answer this question to themselves in your head. How many black men do you know that have had children by multiple women? Right? In your head now, because we all know it's several cases. In many cases, our fathers. In many cases, some of ourselves. yourself how beneficial it would have been for that black man to have all those women and all those children under his care and under his leadership. Anything short of that is evil and wicked, and a girl being insecure and emotional and weak. But these are the same women who are championed and called strong for their weaknesses. Are black and Hispanic women strong? Of course they are, but not when they're being weak. And only wants you to be weak, and he deceives you through calling your weaknesses strengths. We're going to call your strengths strengths and your weaknesses weaknesses according to what the Bible says.
Right.
Right? So give me Genesis 30 and 18.
Con. Look at Genesis chapter 30, verse 18. And Leah said, Most High have given me my hire, because
my hire, which is a reward. The Lord have given me a reward. Why?
Because I have given my maiden to my husband.
I brought my man a new woman, and God rewarded me for it. That's what she said. Right? I'm getting a woman is arguing with me on the ills of polygamy based upon this situation, based upon Jacob and Leah, Rachel, and the two handmaids. Leah jealous of polygamy? No, she wasn't. She was jealous of her little sister that looked better than her. She was jealous of her little sister, right? She wasn't jealous of polygamy because she gave a whole nother woman to her man, right? Was Rachel jealous of polygamy? No, she was jealous of the fact that her older sister could have babies and she couldn't. What proves that? Because Rachel also gave her man a handmaid. Both of these women did not have a jealousy issue with polygamy. They had a jealousy issue with they were sisters, as any two sisters. You understand what I'm saying? That's all that is. Some woman told me no polygamous relationship or polygynous relationship in the scriptures lasted. I challenge her, show me anywhere in this Bible where there was a polygamous divorce. Show it to me. You know how many wives David had? There's not even a count. I could count at least 5 name by name, but there was more than that.
I think he had 20 kids.
And he had, no, they reckoned 20 kids. Then they said he had even more kids than that. Because David had concubines. All right. That's another little known fact people know. David dealt with women from other nations. Not again, they'll say you're doing. I'm not saying nobody to go out and get a woman from another nation, but it is a fact in the Bible that David dealt with other nations. Number one, there's a story of marriage between him and a woman from Syria. So this is clear in the Bible. You're filthy,
right,
if you have an issue and you have adverse feelings about sharing your man. I see an influx of people coming in. So we're going to read it one more time, Isaiah 4:1, because I know that's what they're here for, right? So we're going to go over it one more time before we move subjects, because this is a pretty much open and shut case, okay? And a lot of you women need to just have a better choice of man and not be so quick to open your legs. Because a lot of y'all are going through a lot of these issues that you're going through with brothers because of your propensity to choose the wrong man. An inherent issue that has plagued yourself all your life, plagued your aunties, plagued your homegirls, and a lot of times plagued your mothers. All right? You need a better choice in man. Go ahead.
God, you want,
4 and 1 and then the point. There you go.
Book of Isaiah chapter 4. And in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name.
So they ain't going to have a problem. Us, they're coming together. Let us be called by thy name. Read.
Only let us be called by thy name.
Us, with no problem. Me, my homegirls, we want to be with you. We want to be down with you. And we're going to go get our food, and we're going to provide ourselves clothing. We just want to be down with you. We want to be under your protection. That's what's coming, whether you like it or not. You may not like it now, but there's going to come a time where y'all going to like it and y'all going to love it, because you're going to see clearly then when the white man has not given you this lie of a system that you've been led to believe. Go ahead.
Right. 7 is just completion.
Completion. Right? So that could be any amount of women. That could be 2 women, 3 women. That could be 10, 20 women.
Right.
Read.
Only let us be called by thy name.
Read on.
To take away our reproach.
To take away our reproach, to protect us. Because when all hell breaks loose, when martial law breaks loose, when 911 is out of damn service, and they kidnapping and killing and raping women, because I don't think y'all know, if y'all got to watch your post-apocalyptic movies. When all hell breaks loose, when 911 goes, there's two things that are commodities: food, and I'm going to speak explicitly and frankly, pussy. That's it. Food and pussy. You know what that means? There's going to be mobs of people that want to rape you, that want to buy, sell, and trade you to other people in exchange for goods that they feel necessary. And only a man of the Lord is going to be able to provide you with adequate protection. So when that time comes, you're going to accept that adequate protection. And if that comes with you swallowing your pride and sharing a man, you ain't going to have no problem with it. But the righteous sisters who are going to receive rewards aren't going to need the society to collapse in order to come to this realization.
Gone.
Right? Go ahead, Sergeant.
Con, yeah, quick comment, Salaki, but I was watching the news on Puerto Rico, right?
Yes, sir.
They're flooded.
Oh, my
over
goodness.
there, no help. And there was a newscaster doing an interview. And an Ephraimite woman, she was telling how before the emergency workers came, all they had was one like emergency line, because they're stuck in a town and there's a river, right, separating them from the rest of all the towns. And she said, yeah, before they came, all we had was this one emergency lifeline. And they're like, oh, you built that? She said, well, actually, no, I didn't build it. She's like, the women didn't build it. It was the men. Men did this.
That's right.
Acknowledging the fact, like, she's like, there's no way I could have built that line. She's like, the men, they came together and did that. Just going along with what you're saying, in time of crises and emergencies, just like these women are seeing in Puerto Rico right now, they know this is the time they're really realizing how powerful having a man is. So we can go to verse 4.
How powerful it is. Yeah, read that verse 4.
God. Verse 4.
You live in a place now where you don't need a man, right? Or you at least think that, because you can make your own money. You can go get your own crib, and 911 is there to, as your protector, right? But when all that's out, when the jobs is closed, when 911 is out of service, then what do you need? You're going to need a man in that day.
God. Verse 4. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth.
And let me tell you something too, man. Salakia, finish that point. I'm gonna jump to. I don't want to jump. Read that verse 4. When is 7 women gonna take hold of one man?
When the Lord shall have washed away the filth.
So if you don't want to share now, it's because your filth has not been washed away. The sisters who ready to share now, when it's all for it and they submitted themselves to the will of God, those are the ones whose filth has been washed away. So when you say it, don't sugarcoat it, sisters. When you say you're not ready to share, say, I'm still filthy. The Most High hasn't washed away. I haven't allowed the Most High to wash my filth away yet. So damn it, I'm not ready to share because I'm filthy still. Right. And I need cleansing.
Right.
That's all you got to say, sis, because that's what it is. And how are you cleansed? By the word. So you're not in your Bible enough. You know why you're not in your Bible? Because you ain't got a man to teach you correctly. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of y'all got to get a grip, man. Don't get a grip before it's too late, because you might have to go through some hell before you come to the realization that I need 7 women need to cleave to one man. Right? Go ahead.
And shall have purged. It's like I'm starting over. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning.
That's right. You want to get judged first, or do you want to get down when you're supposed to, which is now when you're saying you're in the truth? Right. That's the question. I'm gonna tell you how wicked some of these women are. These are women in the world now. All right. So I seen some that you have butch lesbians, sodomites on dating apps messaging straight heterosexual men. Very sexually suggestive messages. You see that? So even the damn dyke knows she need a man. You see that? She trying to be a man and want a man, as if a man gonna want you walking around looking like a grown man. Not like a grown man, so like a boy, like a middle school boy, like how you looked in middle school. You understand what I'm saying? That's insanity. They're not pedophiles, right? But even they know they need a man. It's gonna listen. A lot of sisters, and again, a lot of sisters gonna be in for a rude awakening. But the women in the world are going to be getting down the same time the women in the truth are. Ain't that a damn shame? And then you even got some women in the world who have absolutely no objection right now in the world. Got you beat. Well, why don't you go to Islam? Women in Islam ain't got an issue, right? At all. And they worship a damn rock. You mean to tell me you say you worship the living God and you got a problem with what he put in his word? And you think you can dictate to your husband his wants? Please, man, you're not in the truth. Okay, you serve your own flesh and you just know you're an Israelite. You pick and choose. You had something, Captain?
Sister just said, so women are filthy because they don't want to share their man.
That's what the Bible tell. That's what God said. I didn't say it.
That's right.
I've never made this statement before. Through the Spirit, me and this brother are sitting in a car and just came across it. So that's why I'm saying it. I wouldn't have never said this. I didn't think that, but I saw it that God said it, so I know it. Do you submit yourself to God? That's what I gotta say. It ain't about submitting to me. I'm just reading the Bible. That's all I'm doing. Submit to God. I'm not your man. You ain't got to submit to me, but you will submit to God, whether you like it or not.
That's right.
All right.
That's why you got Slakia, but you got other camps that push it and say, "Oh, this is going to happen," but what in the kingdom, right? This is before
the kingdom. And you know what they want to do? They want to appease, and they actually compromise the word of God with a woman for their feelings. And that's why there's all kinds of scandals that break out in those camps. You know why there's scandals that break out in those camps? Because there's an influx of women and a shortage of men. So those women and those men is going to sit in them congregations and nature is going to take its course. Why do you think it's written not to sit alone with another man's wife, especially after wine? Because nature will take its course and you'll be an adulterer in no time. Right? So don't put yourself in a position to be an adulterer, because a man and woman sit alone together, things occur. We all know this, right? So if all these women are sitting there amongst all these men, but this man can only have one wife, which he already have, who's going to be with this fine woman? He's looking at her, she's looking at him. He's going to have sex with her, and you done made a whore out of her. Why? Because your stupid camp is the all-American Israelites, or the bow to the bitch Israelites, who teach us only one wife. I'll never be that. We always going to teach the pure and unadulterated word of the Most High through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. That's it. There's a point, officer, priest, officer.
There's a brother, he's on the Kabari.
Khan, that brother out there in the Chi-Town.
He put a status out saying that Isaiah 4:1 is talking about the 7 churches.
Who said that? Oh, the women said that.
No, that's a doctrine in I want to say IUIC or GOCC.
That's a great doctrine that they came out with. Okay, you know what that doctrine is called? Like I just said, hashtag bow to a bitch doctrine. That's it. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. Because the Bible says shamefaced woman shall be counted as a dog, right? And in the other translation, it says self-willed woman is a bitch.
Right.
I got it. Let me bring it out real quick.
Furthermore, there's only one bride for Yahweh Shai.
The 7 churches. It's one body. Genius.
They're gonna eat their own bread.
Oh, and guess what? Women are saying that men are filthy if they want more than one wife. You know you're calling God filthy, right? Give me his 2 wives. Ezekiel 16. Somebody hold Ezekiel 16. Sirach 25, 26 and 25. Good News Translation. A self-willed woman is a bitch.
Right.
It's your self-will. You don't want to share your man. The Bible said you're a bitch. I didn't say you're a bitch. It's not my idea that you're a bitch. It's God put the idea in my mind through the Bible that you're a bitch because you want to fulfill your own will. Right. God put that in my mind. God called you a bitch. Okay, how does that feel? I would feel some type of way if God called me a bitch. I would say whatever I'm doing to make me a bitch, I need to stop being that nigga, man. So I can. Oh no! Not only did he call you a bitch, he called you a filthy bitch. God, see, they're gonna be mad as hell. Right. God. This is hold on. It's the holy. It's the Holy Bible now. This is the Good News Translation. Yeah. Self-willed woman is a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. because all the good new translations are modernized translations of the KJV in modern terms. So that's Sirach 26 and 25. A self-willed woman is a bitch, but a woman with a sense of decency honors the Lord. And by honoring the Lord, you honor what he ordained. If he ordained it lawful and the prerogative of your man and the choice of your man to practice polygyny, that's his choice. You dishonoring that choice dishonors the Lord and makes you and renders you a bitch, according to the word of God. A filthy bitch.
Right.
All right? This is harsh, ain't it?
Right.
Oh, Soldier Bayan.
Yeah, I was wondering, that scripture doesn't say like the Lord Zion will get the kingdom before others. It's like what is it? You said the women in the truth get. I mean, the women in the world get down with it quicker than the women in the truth. I don't know if that.
What do you mean? I'm not understanding fully.
They said the horse of Zion. I don't know if that's the scripture from quoting right, but the horse of Zion will get
the daughters of Zion.
Yeah,
Talking, you're mingling two scriptures. When Yahweh Shai said the harlots and the publicans shall get the kingdom before you, a lot of people, this Pharisee, people use this term Pharisee. I'm so disgustingly, so just out of context, so sick and filthy. You're so Christian. You love the church so much. You still worship Caesar Borgia a little bit. But Yahweh Shai told them the harlots, the hoes, the prostitutes. Because let me tell you something. If a sister was in some like stripping, hoeing, a life like that, and turned around and came into this truth, 9 times out of 10, that sister's not gonna have no problem with sharing her man. All right. And you'll say, oh, that bitch is a stripper and she was a hoe, but she was born again because she don't do that no more. You weren't born again because you never left the Christian church. You're a filthy bitch, but you still are. Hey, that's something, ain't it? That's a Most High's code. Again, take it up with God. I'm not calling you names that God didn't call you. I wouldn't do that. I love you. I wouldn't do it, but God said it, so I love him more than you. I can't respect your person just because I have an affinity towards you. If God said you're a filthy bitch, damn it, you are.
Right.
Nothing I can do about it except for urge you to stop being a filthy bitch. And just following the lead of your husband. And guess what? Some women say, well, my man don't want multiple. Good for him. That's up to him. All right. And guess what? And some men, they don't want you at all. Go ahead, Sergeant.
Because what do you got to do to a filthy bitch or dirty dog? What do you got to do? You got to spray. You got to spray. You got to clean that thing down.
Right? Bring it out, okay?
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean.
You shall be clean. The word of God in and of itself should be cleaning you. When you allegedly were baptized through the hearing of the word in the Holy Ghost, which is the spiritual water, you were supposed to be ready for this.
Right.
But you weren't.
Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you.
You ain't been clean from all your filthiness, sister. Go ahead. Make your point.
And a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh.
You got that stony heart, man, and it's filthy now. Or again, are there men that are still filthy and in the truth? Sure are. Okay.
God.
But you're not even trying to stop your filth, man. All right. God. Because you think you still the boss. You want to be in a relationship and call a man your head, but you still are like the shadow government. You want to be the black hand of your relationship, the secret leader and ruler of your relationship.
Right. And
that's filthy and disgusting. According to the Bible, you're a filthy bitch. According to the Bible, not according to me. According to the Bible, I just don't want you to be a filthy bitch. I want you to be a princess and a glorious daughter of Zion. But you can't be that until you stop being filthy. I'm sorry.
God.
Right? Go ahead.
And I will give you an heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments.
You're not walking in the statutes for real.
Right.
Because the statutes say what they say, man. They say what they say. What you gonna go to Deuteronomy 17? That's a king. Christ is king, and he didn't want now one of y'all. Now what?
Gone.
So that don't work. Number one. Number damn two. What you gonna go to? The office of a bishop? Bishop in this room. And you don't even know what that means. I wish the channel was up. I gotta go. So I gotta make sure I got that video still. I believe I do. The husband or one wife, get the breakdown on that. A lot of y'all don't know a damn thing, man.
Gone.
Okay? And you don't care to because you let your feelings override truth. Mistake on the road to the path of death and destruction.
Right.
You better turn from that path. You better be renewed in your mind. You better be fully converted, man. Right? Read? Yeah. A lot of y'all don't understand. We had to become honest men in this truth. We had to change. We had to stop treating sisters like whores and just going and having sex with women all over town and not giving a damn about their feelings. Right? And just treat just only treating them like a what they call what my man Bill Bellamy invented. What's the term Bill Bellamy invented? There you go. Do what's that Def Jam 25, man. All right, you get your break now. But my man Bill Bellamy invented that. We recall his movie, or not his movie. Who was in? Jamie Foxx was in that movie. Bill Bellamy. He didn't have a he didn't have a cameo in that movie.
I don't believe so.
But he had How to Be a Player, which was a classic film that we all grew up on. How to Be a Player, but we're not supposed to be players, okay? But the aspect of being a player that's acceptable is the dealing with multiple women. It's just that the nature of the relationships. There for y'all. We can't just be nothing, man. Right?
God.
So that's a new concept to a lot of brothers. That was new to me. I'll tell you that right now. That was new to me. Okay? So damn it, you do it. That's all I'm saying. You do it. Okay, go ahead.
That's right. Remove that stone heart.
That stone cold heart. Just imagine you're a woman coming to you and saying, listen, man, this is my friend, she's been having all these issues with dating. She needs a powerful head and leader. Listen, you may not even like the girl that much. She may not be the most attractive girl in the world, but hey, you know what? My wife is asking me to do this. I'm gonna take this woman on this trip. How powerful would that be? Now I'm doing you a damn favor.
For the nation.
For the nation, I'm gonna do you a favor, and for the nation, I'm gonna take this sister on. If you really love that your sister, you would do that. Karam, soldier.
I'm gonna have more respect for her. She right.
You consider me. Bring that up.
Leviticus 12, like let you have a daughter. I thought about I just had a daughter. Right?
Khan, yes, sir.
80 days I'm supposed to go without it. Not saying it's impossible. That's tough. That's tough.
Well, it's we thought it was.
Yeah. Listen, it's not 80 days. We're gonna go into that right now. It's not 80 days.
You just saved this.
We just saved you. We saved your relationship. You bring this to your wife. Leviticus 12. Let's go with what is it? 5. Start at 5. Leviticus 12 and 5.
Who got it? So I'll get it. Book of Leviticus, chapter 12, verse 5. But if she bear a maid child,
she has a daughter, read on.
Then she shall be unclean 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks unclean. What?
As in her separation.
What does that mean? What is her separation? Her period. You can't have sex with her when? Her period. That's the time that you're forbidden to have sex with her. Any time where she's in her blood, right? Because a woman could bleed. Some women might bleed 3 weeks. Some women might be 6 weeks. You see what I'm saying? But it's a minimum 2 weeks. But it's after she's done bleeding, after 2 weeks, you can have sex with her, right? Now read.
And she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days.
Go ahead.
And
66 days, 66 days. Go ahead. Plus 2 weeks, 14. That's 80 days. All right. The first 2 weeks are like her separation when you can't have sex with her. The other 66 days are ceremonial uncleanness, which means what? She can't come to the temple and offer a sacrifice. That's all that means. So the first 2 weeks is when you can't have sex with her. Right? If she's still bleeding after that, you still can't have sex with her. Whole 80 days, she can't come near that temple. She can't come to the ceremony. Right. She can't offer sacrifice. That's why it's going to say after that 80 days, she comes to the temple and offers a sacrifice. That's all that means. So that's what people got to understand about ceremonial uncleanness just has to do with being able to bring a sacrifice. Meaning if she sins in between that time, she has to wait to atone for her sins all the way to the end of 80 days. That's all that's talking about, right? Go ahead. And again, the separation also is when everything she touches is unclean, right? So after that, it's not counted like that, but go ahead.
Right, verse 6. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled,
meaning her touching you makes you unclean for that day during the first 2 weeks. Go ahead.
And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering unto the door of the tabernacle.
Exactly. She got to bring it after the end because she can't do it before then. You see what I'm saying? That's what it means. So as long as she's bleeding, you can't have sex with her, but as soon as her blood is over, you can have sex with her. All right. But you got to wait at least 2 weeks. For a boy, just 1. All right. So that's the understanding on that. Go ahead.
Just real quick for the damn chat.
What, our brothers going crazy in the chat?
Yeah, they're talking about threesome. So remember we was going over this?
Yeah, bring that out. Bring that out. That's what. Yeah. Because anybody having a threesome, man, you're satanic as hell. All right, go ahead.
Leviticus 18:18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister.
To her what?
To her sister.
What does that mean? Her sister wife. Read on.
To vex her.
To vex her, because that's when you really vex a woman. This is the law that tells us not to vex you. It's making y'all have sex with me at the same time. What type of vexation is that to a woman? All she's going to be thinking about is how this other girl is performing, and she's going to be thinking in her mind, this girl is better than me. Read.
To uncover her nakedness besides the other.
Beside the other, meaning get both of them naked and have sex with them together. Beside the other. Threesome or multiple sex. You have sex with one, you have sex with the other. Keep them away from each other, man. All right, when you're having sex with them. That's personal business. Read.
In her lifetime.
In her lifetime. You never do that. 2 wives, you don't ever have a damn threesome, man. According to the Bible. And that's damn lesbianism on top of that. All right. But God had to put that in there so a nigga don't start taking liberties and having orgies with all his damn wives. Negro will do that in a second. Okay. Polygamy is not about threesomes and orgies. Okay. That's satanic, man. Niggas is crazy. But hey, look, a nigga. Yeah, you know what I mean? Leave that to the degenerates of the earth, the white man. He does sick stuff like that. We're not supposed to engage in such a thing. You know? But go ahead.
Finish that precept.
Come.
Back in Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 27. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
So that's it. You don't want to do the judgments. Why? Because you're still filthy. That's all that is. Real quick. I'm gonna just try to find something real quick. Here it is. Oh. Hold on. Okay, there it is. Yeah, see, now watch. Give me this, because this is a lot of you sisters' problem. Sirach 36 and 21. A lot of you sisters' problems is right here. Okay, because you're complaining about some type of negative experience that yourself or somebody else has had.
God.
And this is why. Go ahead.
Book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 21. A woman will receive every man.
You see that? Because you're just receiving every man. Stop receiving every damn man. You won't have these issues. Being stupid, man. How many women that came to you in the truth trying to get out of a marriage that the Bible forbids them from getting out of?
Too many.
Too many. And you know what we tell them? Nothing I can do for you. You made your bed, lie in it, literally. Dummy.
They come up with some damn good reasons too.
It's just this and that, and it's just like
that's that Jeremiah 4. Why is it do evil but to do good? You just have no knowledge.
No knowledge. With niggas, man.
Right.
Just problem, man. God, it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Okay, go ahead. Read.
Women will receive every man. Yet is one daughter better than another?
Yet one daughter is better than another. What does that mean? You prefer one woman over another woman. You like certain women better than other women. That's all that means. All right. So that was it on that. And just a note, we're basing this entire lesson off of follows Isaiah 3, which goes in depth and continues on into 4, dealing with the filthiness of sisters and the state that they're in today. All right. Stop being a filthy bitch. Be a righteous, virtuous daughter of Zion. Please, I beg you. With that, we're moving on. All right. You got that?
You want to?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know if they're ready for it, but they wasn't ready for the last one. So since we got them, you know, we got this new cracking and christening this new channel.
Let's go into it. We ain't got nobody who want to deal with and debate the Mamzer doctrine. Everybody wants to go on Facebook and rant about what a Mamzer is, but nobody wants to come and do a peaceful dialogue about what a Mamzer is. So
you know why? Because you know how you got hoes, right? You also got whole ass niggas.
That's right. That's right. You got the we'll just go into some of the Israelites, profound Israelites, judges, kings, priests, who had heathen mothers. Of course, this is not pertaining to, and this is excluding the 7 nations of Canaan, which that's against the law to deal with any of the
Hey, but you even have that going on too in the Bible. Because even if you deal with the 7 nations of Canaan, that still doesn't have any bearing on your child.
Right, exactly. So you sin, but the kid is still Israelite. So
if that wasn't true, then the whole tribe of Judah would not be Israelite. Because the being forbidden from dealing with a Canaanite woman pre-exists the law. Abraham, right? Same with circumcision.
Right. So let's get into some of this. Let's start off with Moses. Let's start off with the kids of Moses. Everybody know he had a Ethiopian woman. Get what's that? Chronicles. What's that? First Chronicles 3 and 15. Or hold on. First Chronicles 23 and 14.
Con. Book of First Chronicles, chapter 23, verse 14. Now concerning Moses, the man of the Most High, his sons were named of the tribe of Levi.
So people say, well, that was before the law. Well, first of all, Moses got the law, and the law was in existence, and his sons were still in the Israelite registry, named as the tribe of Levi.
Right. And
they had a heathen mother. This one goes to show you that normally it's Old Testament only guys. Esau the Arabs. Esau's the Arabs. Babylon is Mecca. Them weirdos. Right?
You know, them who's who are just, you know, hoes that would never come to a street corner and preach their doctrine.
Right.
Just real internet-based niggas, you know.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so the blue letter, when you go into bastard, it's talking about, it says a heathen woman and a heathen mother and an Israelite father,
which is not the prime definition of it.
Right. The bastard that is talking about, it follows it up with who it is, which is the Ammonites and the Moabites. Right. How are they bastards? Bastards are incest, baby.
That's right.
And that's how the nation of Ammon and Moab came about. This is why the Chinese and Japanese look like incest babies and retards and Down syndrome babies today.
And they can't see.
and they're real slow.
So now let's get Jephthah, my main man Jephthah. Judges 11. Get Judges 11. Let's now this man was a judge over Israel for 6 years. So you mean to tell me the Most High had a heathen over our nation judging us for 6 years? What happens if a heathen comes to the congregation? Death. So this man couldn't have been a heathen. He had to be an Israelite by his father's lineage. First of all, what kills this whole Mamzer doctrine is Numbers 1 and 18. All right, you are who your father is.
That would be a direct contradiction of the law, because the law said that you're not supposed to put no one of no other nation above you. So if you're going to say that
that's deep.
That's Deuteronomy 17:15.
Like the soldier, powerful soldier Karam said, it's a law that we can't put a heathen over us. So any king or judge that's over us is an Israelite.
Not to mention Rehoboam.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna touch on that because somebody tried to say
because these guys are literally not only saying we're mams, they're literally calling us whatever nation our mother is. Yeah. Literally,
that's Jewish.
You see them? They're literally really saying that your mother establishes your nation and your father establishes your tribe. Right. So that's not patriarchy. That's like I don't even know what term that is. It's not patriarchal or matriarchal, which is not. I don't even know any culture that does that. I've never heard of it.
Religious confusion.
You know, it's total Babylonian confusion. Go ahead.
Okay, let's get. Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
a powerful.
Start at verse 1. Start at verse 1.
Which the Ammonites, I think they rejected him, right?
Israelites rejected him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You had brothers who was on this back then. That's all that.
Right. And this is what proves that nothing's new under the sun. History repeats itself. Just like you got Jake today shunning and frowning down on Jake with a heathen mom. They were doing that 3,000, 2,500 years ago. All right, go ahead.
Wait, what's right?
Start at verse 1.
Come on. Book of Judges, chapter 11, verse 1. Now Jephthah, the Gileadite, was a mighty man of valor, and he was the son of an harlot.
Son of a harlot, read.
And Gilead begat.
So his mother was a prostitute, right? Go ahead.
And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah, and said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman.
Right. So they called him the son of a strange woman. Now, one guy will say, somebody will try to say a strange woman could also be a harlot. Well, why would it say harlot in verse 1 and strange woman in verse 2?
Stupid.
Because she was a heathen hoe.
Yeah, and then show me where a strange woman means a harlot. Show me it in the biblical usage. You can't do it.
Right. And we see the strange woman. It means I believe right here it means alien or foreigner, which that's always applied to actual heathens, not the strangers of our own nation.
That's right.
All right, two different words.
Con.
So we just substantiated that she was a heathen hoe, which Jake loved heathen hoes, and that's going on today.
Yeah, so we can't deny that.
Right. Keep going.
And what do they want to do? They get you. Your mother's a heathen hoe. Get out of here, nigga. You can't have no part of our father's house. Same thing you Negroes is doing.
And this is why the Bible says that the Lord shall save the tents of Judah first, so that the house of David doesn't magnify itself against
the house of Ephraim don't magnify itself against David.
No, hold on. Let me read. Let me get it real quick. Because you think because you got a pure bloodline that you have you have seniority over the next Israelite.
Hold on, and then hold on. But then the Negro who think he got a pure bloodline don't know majority of his family. Pure bloodline just because he takes a look at the way his mother looks and his father looks, and don't know how many. Same one. Ask your father, ask your mother. They gonna say they got some Irish and some French. They gonna have all these white people they say is up in their gene pool. All right. Now, which may not be true, but how do you know? You ain't got the proof on any of it, right?
And does this also sum up a little bit like in the book of Hosea, him to go out to get like Judah and Israel was just foremost out, and he was trying to wanted to have kids, but you know how it goes.
Hosea, yeah, no, that's different. Okay. Because Hosea's wife was a whore, but she was an Israelite still, so she wasn't a heathen. So this is a different situation.
Right. So let me bring this out because we had the registry back then. So, you know, the Jake who knew that their mother's lineage is Israel, their father's lineage is Israel, they always magnified themselves over the Israelites who may have had heathen mothers. All right. This is Zechariah 12:7. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. Because they boasting, we come from the house of David.
Yeah, it was even getting worse than that. Worse than Jacob's. Israel was boasting off of, I'm David, to David, or y'all ain't from Jerusalem. You see what I'm saying? The same way a Negro do now. We're in San Diego. If you grew up in El Cajon, nigga, I'm actually from San Diego. Nigga, you're from El Cajon.
Well, that's how we are.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, he's from Seattle.
You know, I'm from Tacoma. We like that. Hey, he's from the bigger city. You know,
so we say you guys ain't even on the map.
We ain't on the map, but then we say, well, it's we harder in Tacoma. This you know, it's rougher in Tacoma. That's the rivalry, right? So that's the same way. I'm from Jerusalem, nigga. I'm from the capital. We really do it. You niggas is some outskirt niggas. You see what I'm saying? This is how Israel, this is how we are. And it's wicked as hell. All right? That's what it boiled down to. It's wicked. You had something?
I was just about to say, right, because I was in El Cajon and I got the worst of it.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? Now look, you from El Cajon, nigga, bye. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
But go ahead, back in Judges 11. We're going to read all the way down to...
What, like 10, 11?
Yeah, just when it says the Spirit of the Lord hopped on him.
Con, there you go. That's it. That's it.
Where is that anyway?
I'm trying to see what that comes up at.
Where is it?
It's right.
29?
No, you don't want to.
Yeah. We're not. No, we're gonna skip the 29.
But I say, yeah, read 2.
How they casted them out, and then they want to go. They wanted them to come back. We'll just read 3.
Read to 11. Read to 11,
and then skip to 29.
And then skip to 29.
Book of Judges, chapter 11, verse 3. Then Jephthah fled from his brethren and dwelt in the land of Tob. Were gathered vain men to Jephthah and went out with him.
So Jephthah was a guy. Now, he, like I said, he was mighty. He was a badass. He was a big nigga. He had power. Probably had all the hands in the world. So vain men. Jephthah had like his own gang in the land of Tob. You see what I'm saying? After he was thrust out and alienated from his own brother.
What verse was that? So I can get the blue letter on that. Verse 3.
Tob, the land of Tob, which is probably Tawab in the Hebrew.
I want to get that vein. What that word vein?
Vein. Certain vain man.
These words.
Jephthah is a gang leader in his time.
Empty
all right.
Vein. Just nothing else, niggas, is basically what the Bible is saying.
Vain niggas. You got a little street crew and this niggas that just ain't had nothing to do. Probably causing all kind of hell, and they all just centered themselves around Jephthah, the nigga who was getting it done.
Right. Go ahead.
Con.
Raymond. That's Raymond Washington. Jephthah. No, go ahead.
Con. Verse 4. And it came to pass in process of time that the children of Ammon made war against Israel. And it was so that when the children of Ammon made war against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob. And they said unto Jephthah, come and be our captain.
So, hey, this same halfie that you kicked out, the same halfie, you said, hey, man, listen, we need you on this. The gang needs you. Go ahead.
Said unto Jephthah, come and be our captain, that we may fight with the children of Ammon. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, did not ye hate me out of my father's house?
Oh, yeah, I thought I was a halfie now. Now you need me? Right, go ahead.
And why are ye come unto me now when ye are in distress? And the elders of Gilead said unto Jephthah, wherefore we turn again to thee now, that thou mayest go with us and fight against the children of Ammon and be our head over all the inhabitants of Gilead.
So they're saying for you to be our head. What does that mean for you to be our head? They put them over them. Yeah. It's against the law for them to have done that to a heathen. You can't really show me nowhere in the scriptures where Israel voluntarily placed the heathen over us. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, if ye bring me home again to fight against the children of Ammon.
You should let me come home. The Manasseh, which is Gilead. Gilead is the capital of Manasseh. Let me go back to the land. Let me get my rightful inheritance. All right, and I'll fight for you. All I want is what's rightfully mine. Go ahead.
Come. And Yahweh deliver them before me. Shall I be your head? Said unto Jephthah, Yahweh be witness between us, if we do not so according to thy words.
Right. So he was, when you look it up, he was judge of Israel for 6 years. Go ahead.
Con. Then Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him head and captain over them. And Jephthah uttered all his words before Yahweh in Mizpeh.
Con. Now skip to verse 29.
Con. Verse 29. Then the spirit of Yahweh, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mizpah of Gilead, and from Mizpah of Gilead he passed over unto the children of Ammon.
Con. So the spirit of the Lord was on this brother. He was definitely an Israelite, clear cut. Let's move on to Rehoboam. Now this is very interesting. I had a short dialogue with. And he said some interesting things. So let's get 1 Kings 14:21. Everybody know about King Rehoboam. He was a king of Israel. Again, we can't set a heathen over us. Let's see what nation his mother was from.
Real quick.
You got some?
Shalakia, real quick.
1 sec. Yeah.
He was judged. Hold on. I just want to get the scripture so we could, for anybody trying to be simple, say Judges 12:7. And Jephthah judged Israel 6 years, and then died Jephthah the Gileadite, and was buried in one of the cities of Gilead. So within his inheritance, and then there followed judges thereafter. So I just wanted to show that was the scripture in regards to that.
Sergeant.
Con.
1 Kings 14:21. Bring it out.
1 Kings chapter 14, verse 21. And Rehoboam, the son of Solomon.
The son of Solomon. Read.
Reigned in Judah. Rehoboam was 41 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem. The city which Yahweh did choose out of all the tribes of Israel. And there.
Go ahead.
And his mother's name was Naamah or Naamah and Ammonitis.
And Ammonitis. Now, the word Ammonitis is Strong's H5985, right? And it says, Ammonitis, see Ammon, tribal, a woman of Ammon. Now, somebody tried to tell me.
She just lived there.
Well, it called Ruth a Moabitess, so how do we know she's an Ammonitess by blood? Then, of course, I had to go into Ruth 4:10 and show him that you can only purchase an Israelite wife if her father is selling you and she's a virgin. So,
a virgin.
So from there, he said, I'll be back with you in a second.
Has he got back to you?
He never came back.
You sure?
But let me bring this out just to prove something real quick through the Spirit. 5 and 44. It says, it says, both thy bondmen, men slaves, and thy bondmaids, female slave, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall you buy bondmen and bondmaids. So we're not just going around buying and selling Israelites. They got 6 years with us. On the 7th year, they can go as servants. Right? The heathen that are round about us, who you could buy, sell. All right. But even getting deeper into it, being that he purchased Ruth as a wife or concubine, proves that she wasn't an Israelite. The father didn't have nothing to do with it. It wasn't a dowry. That had to apply to the Levitical law with the Israelite woman. All right. Furthermore, you don't even have to go that deep. It's just when a nigga try to find his way out. A sinful man would not be
get the one.
Which one? Yeah, I'm going there too.
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to make sure. I got
okay. He can't wait. He can't wait. Some new developments coming. Right?
Hey. Daggers. That's all I know. Daggers, baby.
So you don't even have to go that far with Ruth being proven that Ruth was a heathen. You know, the Bible says what it says. The Hebrew word for the Ammonites is a woman from Ammon.
You can't play. It says tribal.
Tribal.
She was tribally an Ammonite. That's out.
Like kindred, basically. Kindred dealing with the bloodline.
That's right.
So let's go from there to second. You got it? 2 Chronicles 24.
No. I got the other one. Have him.
Sarge,
I've got the proof.
2 Chronicles 24 and 26. Now this is very interesting. And gracious that the Most High
revealed this.
Con. Chapter 24, verse 26. And these are they that conspired against him.
This is talking about when they conspired to kill King Joash. Go ahead.
Zabad, the son of Shemith.
Was King Joash righteous? This who knows? Then what? He killed the priest's son. So would killing him for killing the priest's son be a righteous kill? Yes, it would.
Right.
This is why these men are conspiring to kill him.
Which is why they're Israelites. Ain't no heathen gonna feel no type of way.
Yeah.
But I think we'll get both of them. Did you want the one? Or is it short?
Yeah, get both of them.
Okay.
Get both of them.
Okay.
We're gonna do it.
Okay, go ahead. Finish
real
that
nice.
Con. Zabad, the son of Shemith. And
Ammonites.
And Jehozabad, the son of Shemrith, a Moabite.
So these two brothers, these two Israelites, who are avenging the blood of the priest, had a Moabite mother and an Ammonite. I'm sorry, a Moabite mother and an Ammonite mother, right? But they were servants. They had access to the bed chambers. They were right up under Joash. Israelites, right? So get 1 Kings 12 and 21, and then we'll get into history to show you who these guys' father is, further substantiating that these guys were Israelites on the registry, a part of the kingship with Joash. Go ahead.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 12, verse 21. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin.
Nah, hold on, 2 Kings. Yeah, 2 Kings 12 and 21. Break it down.
Book of 2 Kings, chapter 12, verse 21. Issachar, the son of Shemith, and Jehozabad.
Now, these are the same two men. If y'all know about Chronicles and Kings, they are going over some of the same history. So this is the take of Kings from the perspective of Kings. Read on.
The son of Shomer, his servant smote him.
The son of who?
Shomer.
Shomer is not the name of either of the heathen women that were named in the previous verse. Shomer is a masculine name. Shomer is a Hebrew name. It's Shamar, like this brother's name. So it identified this brother's father as being named Shamar.
Yeah, if I could say this, in Chronicles, they just give the mother, but in Kings, they give the father.
Boom. Shamar. Now, who were the mothers of these guys? Ammonites and Moabites, right? Period, right? So the word Shamar in the Hebrew is rendered in English Shomar, Shemer, Shamir, or Shemed. But it's all Shamar, Shamara, 3 Hebrew letters. It's all the same name, but the English, the translators, rendered it a few different ways. Okay, so now we're going to go to 1 Chronicles 8. I need you to get 1 Chronicles 8 and read and start at 1, because this is going to tell us exactly who the father of these brothers was.
Look at 1 Chronicles chapter 8. Now,
okay, the first few chapters of Chronicles backstory is dealing with the tribes, the individual patriarchs, and their descendants. About the tribe of Benjamin. Read verse 1.
Con. Now Benjamin begot Bela, his firstborn.
So it's just going to go over the genealogy of Benjamin from Bela, his firstborn. Now let's go to let's skip to verse 6. Go ahead.
God, verse 6. So Saul died.
No, of 1 Chronicles 8.
Salah.
Stay in 1 Chronicles 8, because this is going to tell us everything we need to know. Verse 6.
Verse 6. And these are the sons of Ehud.
Of Ehud. Now, we know Ehud is a famous man in the book of Judges. One of the most famous men from the tribe of Benjamin. Go ahead.
These are the heads of the fathers of the inhabitants of Geba. And they removed them to Manahath. And Naaman and Ahiah and Jura, he removed them and begot Uzzah and Ahiud and Shaharaim begot children.
So read it. Hold on. Read it slow out. Start from the top. Con. This is the men of Benjamin, the direct descendants of the man Benjamin. Read.
Con. And Shaharaim begot children in the country of Moab.
And where?
In the country of Moab.
In the country of Moab. What was one of these brothers' mothers? A Moabitess, the same one whose father is Shamir or Shomer, which is Shamar in the Hebrew, but it's going to be rendered something different here, but it's the same word. You can look it up. Keep reading.
After he had sent them away, Hashem and Ba'arah were his wives.
Read on.
And he begot.
Who did he send away? Hushim and Ba'arah, Israelite women. Then he took a heathen woman and begat who?
And he begot of Hadesh, his wife, Jobab, and Zebia, and Mesha, and Makam, and Shekiah, and Mirma. These were his sons, heads of the father.
All in the land of Moab. Keep going.
And Hushim,
which is one of the sons that he had in Moab. Go ahead.
He begot Abitab and
Salakia. Hushim was his wife before he left. He took his sons with him to Moab after he left the woman Hushim. Hushim begat who?
Begot Abitab and El-Pa'al.
Read on.
And his sons El-Pa'al.
El-Pa'al, who was in Moab with his daddy, begat who?
Eber.
Who?
And Shamid.
That's 1 Chronicles 8 and 12. Look it up. The word is going to tell you Shamar. The same one who says is the father of a brother who conspired against King Joash to kill him for being wicked. And his mother was who? A Moabite. When he said his daddy took him to where? The country of Moab.
It's history.
This is history is giving you. Where did this brother who came from, who had a Moabite mother? From this Benjamite. So this grimy Benjamite killed this nigga, Joash, after he killed the priest, the son of the priest. You see what I'm saying? What was his mother? Not an Israelite, but he's still up in Israel doing his thing up under the king and avenging the blood of the high priest. You see that? So all that nonsense is out. Another cut through the spirit of prophet Yahweh.
Right. That's powerful. And his history is giving.
History is giving you.
So he had. So to make a long story shorter, to make a short story shorter, you had Benjamites in the land of Moab making babies.
That's right. Well, and anybody who knows about the tribe of Benjamin today,
hey, he might be because he'll revenge this priest.
That's right.
That Benjamite brother will revenge this priest.
That's right.
Here.
He's in the spirit.
And his mom, I don't know his mom, but
you know, but this if anybody knows about what's going on in the islands, Moab and Ammon is all in the islands of Benjamin. All right, and mate, you better believe it. All right, so this is not uncommon. We see it today. All right. So that's the point where that was
that's it on that.
Let's open for questions. Any questions in the room or on the chat board? Somebody needs to be make sure they're going over the chat. Go. Let's do with the questions. Anybody in the room?
Anybody in the room?
Room. We good? All right. Go ahead.
Damn. Where do we start? A question and answer Q&A portion. Everybody's been waiting on this part.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna start with.
You know, it's gonna be a lot of sisters.
It's cold. So.
Hey, you want to put that on?
Okay. So look. I got one. Let me see. Let me go back up to it.
Hey, shout out to my main man, Rayubia Bungas,
That's right.
SICARRI, Seattle.
That's right.
I know he
powerful work.
I know he loved that. He loves the history, man. I know he loved that.
He was getting into it, my brother.
So it says, another camp says that if a woman's husband isn't doing his job and providing, she is able to leave. What do you say?
I say what Christ said. You can only leave for the cause of fornication.
That's right.
That's what I say. I say what Yahweh said. All right. Who tightened the law when he came on the scene, and whose word is law because the Father said his word would be law in Deuteronomy 18. So if your man is not a homosexual or an adulterer, you can't leave him.
Shalom. Ready for that album in the morning, Lord's will.
17:15, baby.
17:15. I should have called it 15:38.
Go ahead. What else we got?
So everything that is done in a marriage is completely up to the man. Why is it so one-sided?
Ask God.
That's right.
Everything that I do is completely up to God. Complain about it? No. Now you could beseech your husband and he could, you know, do what you want him to do sometimes. If he wants to, that's just it.
Hey man, one thing that I just told the sister before. I said, listen, why don't you just be blameless? All right.
Get Ecclesiastes 10:4.
That's right. You be blameless, and either you're gonna build that brother up, all right, through you obeying the Most High, and he's gonna see your faithfulness, all right, and maybe be encouraged, or he's gonna leave you and be a wicked nigga. You know what I mean? They got nothing to do with you. You make sure you're in order.
It's that simple. You look out for your own salvation.
That's right.
They give me Titus 2. Let me hold Titus 2. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee,
God said your man is your ruler. If your ruler rises up against you, read on.
Leave not thy place.
Stay in your place.
For yielding pacifieth great offenses.
Meaning you could actually be forgiving your sins for listening to your husband. That's simple. Titus 2 in the 5th verse.
Book of Titus chapter 2 verse 5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husband.
Obedient, obeying your own husband. Who knows what the word obey goes back to? Who can give me the Hebraic etymology? You the Hebrew teacher, you gotta know this stuff. Obedient in the English goes back to the Hebrew word ibad, obed, which means what? Serve.
That the word of the Most High be not blasphemed.
You blaspheme the word of God when you do not obey your husband. Y'all making it worse with these questions now. Go ahead. Go ahead, Deacon.
Matthew, dealing with your husband, and if he's not providing for you, this is what Christ said. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Interesting definition to the Greek word fulfill, which is what we say all the time. The Strong's G4137, and it says to level up. So Christ came to strengthen the law, to tighten up the law, to level up the law, meaning that we can't just put our wives away for things that normally would, because it was never supposed to be like that anyway. Say here, Adam, you know, when times get hard and your eyebrows are sweating a little too much, you can leave her. To be like that, it was supposed to be only for impurity and defilement. In the case of fornication and sexual immorality, can you leave your man or your woman?
A man having sex with a woman outside of his marriage is not fornication, for the record. It's nowhere defined in the Bible as fornication unless that woman belongs to another man only. So let's make sure that is fully understood, because women, I've heard women call that adultery. If you call that adultery, you're a Christian and you're a liar. All right, because that's not in the Bible.
As long as the other chick is not involved or married,
then you have taken her to wife. That's not fornication. Nowhere in the Bible. Her husband is no. So what's the question? Is it about provisions and sustenance as well? Was that a question?
What was it?
It's all right. It's all right. Let's just let you looking for a point, Deacon?
Yeah, but I can bring it out.
All right, let's keep it moving.
What if he writes me his bill of divorce?
He's evil as hell. That nigga's evil, man.
No, listen, it's too sincere there, and I just keep going back and forth. And I don't think they're getting it. But
remain unmarried. You know what I'm saying?
She said, would she be able to attend the Friday class?
You'll be able to, if is she married?
God.
Your husband's in the truth?
No.
I no. Just watch online.
Hey, just watch it.
Just watch online. You know, unless you bring him, because I don't want no married woman to sit in my face.
Where we at? Oh, that's sick. And I'm gonna say this. This is sick. Is that now I gotta be wicked because my man is wicked and not God fearing?
No, how did you have to be wicked? There's nowhere that you have to be wicked. Okay?
That's sick.
You're out of your damn mind. Stop being so weak.
That's real. Bring it out. Ain't nobody gonna. It says, what is the third generation ideology of being an Israelite if your great grandfather is an Edomite?
That's not in the Bible. I know probably who you are. I already answered your question on the other channel about that. Number one, your understanding of that is flawed. Number one. Number two, it's not talking about an Edomite at all. So if your great grandfather on your father's side is a white man, that's not even talking about you. Don't even go there.
You want me to bring this out so they can understand what it's saying in this version?
Is that a question? That's what I mean. Is this the issue that's coming up?
If he's not taking care of you, then
well, actually, if he's not taking care of you, read that, and I got this. Go ahead.
All right.
This is
Exodus 21:10. I'm gonna read it in the NIV. So, I'll read it in both, so you guys can understand. If he take him, it's the KJV. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
Meaning, if you got with him and he wasn't taking care of you, then if he gets another one, he has to just keep doing whatever he was doing. He has to maintain whatever he's been doing. taking care of you. You can't say, you got to take care of me. Well, you got with his ass, he wasn't taking care of you. Stupid. Your damn fault. Now watch this.
Let me read.
Go ahead, finish it.
The
Yeah,
NIV. If he marries another woman, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, and marital rights.
Which marital rights is what? Sex. Okay, Proverbs 31:11 for you sisters out there as well. All right. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. When he's coming up short, you are picking up slack. Also, this is we both in slavery. Okay.
Bring it out.
What else we got, man?
If you lay with another woman, do you have to come to your wife and say, meet your sister wife?
No, you can do whatever you want.
I thought this dude's name was Kenneth Norris. It's not though. I was like, wow.
You said what? No, never do that.
7.
5, yeah, do 5, yeah. Now watch this. Well, I'm gonna show you that you don't have to do that. Man can do what he wants to do. I mean, it's literally that simple. As long as it's within the parameters of the law, it's that easy.
I like this. I like to pull it up parallel, so I can read
in all the versions,
all the different translations. Listen, okay. NIV. Micah 7:5. Do not trust a neighbor. Put no confidence in a friend. Even with the woman who lies in your embrace, guard the words of your lips.
Meaning you don't have to tell her everything. The Bible is suggesting that you don't tell your wife everything. It suggests, listen, I mean, we're going to be looked at as monsters by women in the truth for reading the Bible.
Hey, now look, not telling her everything. All right, that you keep lying. We're not saying, you know, break the law and lie. I'm just saying you don't have to tell everything. Look, you have your we are under certain American laws, and we have something called the Fifth Amendment. And this applies to your woman.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, look at this. The Holman Christian Standard Bible. Do not rely on a friend. Don't trust in a close companion. Seal your mouth from the woman who lies in your arm. This is Micah 7:5.
Powerful. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That gets a lot of niggas killed. That's why the Bible said, don't do it. Right? Read it in the KJV.
Isaac Howell, I'm not touching on masturbation and porn.
Listen, man. Y'all, a lot of y'all brothers, man.
No,
y'all got.
Listen,
listen, man. Listen, a lot of y'all, man, to have a brain, man.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Stop letting all of the thoughts in your head out. There's something called discretion, man. All right? You gonna come here and ask about pornography and masturbation, man. Listen, man. Don't listen. You know it's a damn these carnal ass questions. Let me explain something to y'all. All right? What you do in the privacy of your own room, your own home, or whatever goes on in your damn mind, you know if you're convicted by it. And that's all I'm gonna say. It's not a it's the porn scripture. Thou shalt not watch if porn. Come on, man.
I had a wise man tell me, if you have to question it, then just don't do it.
Just don't. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like there was 2 porn tube sites in the Bible or something. You see what I'm saying? Like, first off, use your damn brain, man. All right?
Yeah, don't put it out in the open. Inbox me and I'll give you the breakdown.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't.
Hey, a lot of these questions.
You got kids watching this thing, man.
Yeah,
kids in the room, which you don't even know. All right? Calm down, man. God damn. Jay gotta get it together, man. Go ahead.
That's a pretty hard question. Are you automatically married when you lay with another woman because Judah wasn't married to the woman that dress like a harlot?
We've already gone over this, but I would assume that you aren't familiar with that. Having sex with a whore is not marriage. Why? Because it's a financial transaction. You paid her for her services. That's not a marriage. It was a contractually obligated situation. That's not marriage. All right. But then guess what? She jugged him anyway. Okay. What else we got?
What do you think is a better translation, the NIV or the NLT?
NLT. NLT is.
Will we have spiritual powers when the race wars start?
I mean, I would assume so, but I can't tell you of a surety. We not there. I don't have those answers.
We don't have them now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we got them right there.
You know.
Hey, brother, I'm moving mountains, brother.
That's right. That's damn right.
I'm definitely gonna be like this. I'm always low. Take it to me. Take it to me. All I'm doing is beat them up and collect. You know
okay.
Is worshiping false idols and different religions a form of fornication?
That's called spiritual fornication. And no, you can't leave somebody for that. I know where you're going.
Jacob's clever him up. Hey, so use your brain. He's like, well, I did.
That's spiritual fornication, and you can't leave but for physical fornication. Different things. People have done it. I mean, I know all the angles, but I've heard people try to do it so many times. Speak about unbelieving husbands and wives. Go ahead.
How do I conclude a prayer now that I'm in the truth?
Amen. Not amen. Amen.
How does a man go about getting another wife? Is there a process? Is there a limit?
My brother. My brother. Oh, it's a sister.
This is a sister.
Sister, how did your last man get you? Okay. He knocked you out the sky. Did he know you? You understand what I'm saying? What happened? That's how you do it. The same way you get any woman, the same way any man get any woman, that's how you get another wife. She said, what was the second part of the question?
Is there a limit?
There's no limit. This is not Islam.
That's right.
Hey, when you talk about wives and how many you can have, all I gotta say is Master P. There's no limit, baby.
That's right. That's it. It's no limit. It is no limit, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, man. The brother have already said it. I'm leaving alone after this. Y'all in this masturbate, you are sick.
So yeah, some of y'all are sick. Some of y'all got issues in this chat, man.
I just have to say
whoa.
Man.
Calm down. Whoa. One tab, they got the porn tab up. Soon as class is over, boom! Hitting that exit, it's on for the rest of the night. Yo, some of y'all got to get y'all minds right, man. Hey, some of y'all, brother, y'all need somebody to love, man. A lot of y'all. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It says, what is supposed to happen once our captivity ends in the so-called 2019?
2019 is not the end of your captivity.
Bring it out.
That's it. What's supposed to happen? How do you know 2019 is the end of your captivity? It's because you're presuming that a prophecy is talking about America that isn't. It's not talking about America at all. I wish our channel was up so I can link you to the video. God damn, I got to go re-upload all these videos. Lord willing, we have them.
The most videos that I sent out for people who reach out to me is the pomegranate and the lunar Sabbath video.
I have those, I believe.
Okay, I need those because I shoot them out to
like hotcakes.
Hundreds of people every day.
Straight hotcakes. We got them. Well, I believe we got them, or we at least got. So we done went over those topics on multiple times. So we it's crazy because I just hit Garfield with the with the pomegranate breakdowns, man. So don't worry about it. And guess what? If we don't have them, we'll go back over them through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's just whatever the Most High needs. We're here to feed the sheep. That's period. What else we got?
Yeah, we're gonna start doing some individual sit there. Just
it says he said what does Aman mean?
So be it.
Verily.
Truly.
All right.
Anybody got any more questions?
Come on, hurry up. I ain't got all night now.
Man, legitimate question too, man. You guys.
Yeah. No, don't ask me about beating off. All right.
Hey, listen. I'm talking about. Listen,
please.
We're gonna get a good laugh at this when class is over. Okay.
Just know that. Don't do that. Sick.
Oh my God.
Here it comes again. Huh?
And then,
even worse.
The brother, what's his name? It's something 7. Says, what's the proper way to pray to the Most High? Matthew 6.
Matthew the 6th chapter.
That's right.
Plain and simple. Hey, sharing is caring, man. Officer Bazak Maria, powerful status.
I'll have some more scarves in stock soon. Y'all be ready for this 1715 album that's about to be out tomorrow, Lord's will. And cop that because we really could use it right now. Devil trying to come down hard, but we will prevail. Hey, I can do all things through Hamashiach Yahushua, who strengthens me.
God.
And the prayer of the fervent man, the prayer of the righteous availeth much. So make sure y'all keeping us in prayers with these devils trying to take our channel down and mess up the financial support that we are receiving. Keep us in prayer for that. That's pretty much it on the questions. What? Whoever that is, the reason why we use different translations is for people who don't understand the Old English, but we always, the measuring stick is the KJV. Furthermore, the measuring stick is the Hebrew and the Greek.
And a lot of y'all worship the KJV, and you should, okay? To Brazil and teach a bunch of people in Brazil, guess what? The KJV for English, okay? But there also are certain verses that are far clearer in the NLT than they are in the KJV. It just happens because, like the brother said, this is written in Old English, an English that's archaic, that's outdated, that's not common. NLT is more common, so sometimes you could further amplify the point. Even remember the Amplified? Remember you was going into the Amplified? Oh my God, that Amplified Bible be taken really.
They don't even have that.
Really quantifying verses sometimes. So it's okay to look at other translations, but principally look at the original languages in order to get full scope of understanding. Because some of y'all don't even know what some of these Old English words mean. Right? You don't understand these Old English expressions. So sometimes it's good to cross-reference with more modern translations to get a better grip on things. Okay? It's called not putting yourself in a box.
Look, I'm going to give this last question to Rico. Rico, you just did all caps and 5 question marks. What's your question, Rico? Rico Wim.
Nah, because Rico was asking hella
about
questions.
masturbation?
No. Rico was asking hella questions during class, and I told him to wait to the question and answer portion So he thought we was gonna scroll all the way back up to find his question. And like,
no, a lot of times there's been so much activity, the questions aren't even there no more. So if you had questions and you asked during the class, you need to repost those questions now. We're not going to search for them. You're supposed to wait. I mean, decent people wait till question and answer period. If you went to the white man's damn school, you wouldn't do that.
See, the soldier Ayash Hawad, he just said whatever questions he's asking, it sounds like he's scoffing. You're out of there. We're out of here. We're closing out.
All right. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Shalom.